I got like a really high score on my SATs.
Okay,
So.
You also are wearing Crocs.
Baby, these aren't even Crocs. These are fake. Look at the.
You got off-brand Crocs. You fuck.
Yeah, these are made in China. These aren't. I got these from I think Amvets.
Oh my god,
you didn't
guys!
know?
Let's pray for her.
Oh. Please, Tootsie, please keep that in. That's the start of the episode. That's the top of the episode.
I was going down, bitch.
That is the top of the episode if I've ever seen one.
If I ever seen an intro clip, that's it.
Cheers! Welcome back
No!
to the Cheers to That podcast featuring me, Willa.
And me, Andy.
No, people are
What?
going to hate
Yeah, that
intro.
sucked. Return. Cheers. Welcome to Cheers to That pod with me, Andy.
And me, Willa.
Wah,
Wah, wah, wah, wah. Wait, we kind of ate that.
Hi,
Oh my God, hi,
everyone.
everybody. We're back.
We're back in action, and the
I'm already
Cheers to
slouching.
I'm wet. I'm soaked.
Andy is soaked through his shirt.
I moved 3 items into this apartment,
And
I'm
this is a
sweating.
house.
And some of them were and some of them were pillows, and I'm sweating. So that's why I have to hire movers.
Well, welcome everybody to episode 18. We're doing a Pride recap episode.
It's currently Wednesday, and I'm still recovering from the weekend.
It was literally one of the craziest, most insane weekends of my life. We'll talk about how I ripped open my hands on a
From
stop
being a
sign.
stupid
I'm going to let you have that one because you're right. Because
You said,
you're right.
I'm going to...
You can have that. I am
so
stupid.
I
was
said
mid-
that sliced her hand. I know it.
I did. And I did. I sliced it here, here, here.
And I did.
All along here. Don't even know how I sliced the side of my thumb.
That's
What is
crazy.
that grabbing?
You grabbed like metal,
Yeah,
like
like
sheet
this.
metal.
How did I scrape this part of my thumb?
Because you're a dumb bitch.
Oh, I must have like slid off of it like that.
Ugh. You know what? Let's get a beverage.
Did you even put any beverages in here?
Nope.
Wah, 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 wah.
I guess I have to do this.
Not drinking Olipop.
I want you to. There's a monster.
Give
right
me
there.
that. Like that has been in there for probably 2 months.
Ew, it's open too, you scumbag.
Just put it back in there. I don't want it.
This will be our little.
Wait, I have an icy. I'll go get it. I have a sparkling ice Starburst. Thank you.
Ew.
Starburst orange. These ones are good.
Starburst flavor is disgusting.
they're
I
great.
mean, we both have disgusting flavors.
You have Olipop, which is just disgusting on premise.
We do not support Olipop on this pod.
Actually don't sponsor us.
Yeah, never.
Like we're
sponsor
literally
us.
telling you not to.
Literally. All right, let's get our drinks.
One hand. I can't do it with one hand. You should try this. It tastes like an orange creamsicle. Have you tried this before?
This tastes like asshole.
And not in a good way.
No, it's never in a good way for
Hazel?
me. Oh, that was cute.
We better have gotten that on the recording. Try this.
Starburst.
It tastes like orange creamsicle. 0 sugar, baby.
All right.
0 sugar.
Look.
Aww.
We're best friends. Isn't that a song?
F is for friends who do stuff
together.
Nickelodeon
U
will
is for
gather
you and
us.
me. And
No,
it's for
we have
anywhere
to
and
stop.
anywhere at all down in the deep blue sea.
We have to stop because Nickelodeon will get us.
Literally, no one cares if you sing a song.
Mm-mm.
Who?
Ask Smosh.
Yeah, but they have
They
millions
literally
of
can't.
fans.
They literally
We have
cannot.
45. We lost a subscriber on YouTube.
Did you check today? Because a friend of mine at work subscribed today.
Oh, well. Oh, I didn't even put...
Abby, this one's for you, Abby, if you end up watching this
Abby,
episode.
this episode is dedicated to you, Abs.
Abs is crazy.
I didn't even... We have... Guys, drum roll, please. 45. So we lost 2 if we got Ab.
Hi, Ab.
Thanks, Ab. Wow. Okay, yeah. So, my best friend. So, yeah, we had a very eventful Pride weekend. We will get into that, but we need to get into our cheers and dumps. We're going to cheers the same thing because we're going to talk about it this episode.
Yeah,
probably.
I guess we should just do that.
We have to because there was nothing better.
I know what I'm dumping out.
Okay, you go
and
ahead.
it's not serious. It's like a fun one. It's not crazy. I'm dumping out a work day that doesn't move along. You listen up. I'm dumping out. So yesterday was my first day back at work. It was a Tuesday. I took off the day after Pride, feeling great, feeling whatever. Yesterday, fast. It was like boom, did a boom, ba boom, boom, ba boom, ba
I'm a Tuesday.
Yes, exactly. And it was like,
went,
it was bop, bop, bop. I was finishing notes in between.
Bop to the top.
I was bopping through the show, to the episode.
Mm.
Today felt like 3 years long. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was because I don't know what the energy was. I mean, I drank a Monster. I was vibing. I was doing my thing. I think
it's because we are we are the second day in, or you're like kind of back in the action.
I had to burp.
I
had to burp and take a minute because
we have to take a second for that.
And you rolled your eyes, but tell me you don't want to blow your brains out if the workday is dragging. And mind you, I don't work an 8-hour shift. I work like 10 and a half hours. Mm-hmm. I'm there slaving for 10 and a half hours.
What time do you go into work?
I get in at 9 a.m. and I work until...
So what time do you leave this house?
I leave this house at about 8:50 and I get there late.
All right, great, because when you leave, that's when I'll get up.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll probably wake you up. I'll be like,
wake
up. No, because I don't get out of bed until like 8:30, and then I get out of bed at 8:30.
I usually get out of bed at
9:15,
9:30 sometimes. Well, if I'm not showering.
Don't let your coworkers see this.
If you see this, I should probably be fired at this point. So. Why did that hit you hard?
I don't know. Because it's just true.
No, I know. I mean, I'm probably fired, and I'm probably like, they're like, this is how you're spending your free time instead of working. And I say, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you dumping out?
Should I dump out the thing that I was going to say I was going to dump out?
I forgot what you were going to say. Is it that person that we're thinking about? Yeah.
Okay.
You should, but we could be very, like... nonchalant, demure. Like very demure, very what's the word? Like inconspicuous about it.
Like
incognito.
You said nonchalant.
I mean that too. Like,
nonchalant. All right.
Sorry, I got like a really high score on my SAT.
Okay.
So.
You also are wearing Crocs.
Baby, these aren't even Crocs. These are fake. Look at the.
You got off-brand Crocs. You fuck.
Yeah, these are made in China. These aren't. I got these from I think Amvets.
Oh my god.
You didn't
Guys,
know?
Let's pray for her.
Oh. Please. Tootsie, please. Keep that in. That's the start of the episode. That's the top of the episode.
I was going down, bitch.
That is the top of the episode if I've ever seen one, bitch.
If I ever seen an intro clip, that's it.
Oh my god.
Can I get into what I'm dumping?
Just go. I can't even look at you right now.
Guys, this is going to be a crazy episode because we are still from the weekend. Literally. Speaking of the weekend.
Speaking
of not being
exactly.
Okay. I'm dumping out
a certain person.
No. Wait. Okay. Because I need to get this right and tight. I'm dumping out a person who believes that they are part of the Buffalo queer community and is the most selfish, rude.
Oh, this is not what I thought it was, but then I remembered exactly what you told me it was going to be. Go ahead.
Selfish, rude, problematic,
disrespectful,
nuisance to the entire Buffalo community, not just the queer community. You are an ugly person.
Inside and out.
And I'm going to dump the living shit out of you because you don't deserve the beautiful Buffalo queer community's support.
Good thing they don't have it.
They don't, but they do a little bit. Like there's still parts of it that are.
Well, it's just you know what it is? It's the gaggles of like fags that are basically straight.
Yes.
But they just happen to like suck a dick. No, they don't even suck dick. They're like, I get my dick sucked from time to time.
Walk in like so angry.
So angry.
Like just. It's like, why are you even out?
Not only that.
Stay home.
Not only that, this person that has been essentially harassing you.
Not really.
Harassing the community.
Yeah.
This person literally has been a scourge on the community.
A black cloud.
To the point where, let me tell you this. Let me get into this fucking gig right here. Tell me why.
Go off, queen.
Oh, I'm taking your dump because I have information to add to it because you weren't there because you left. Because you had left. So at a specific gig this past weekend on Sunday, I was talking with some of our iconic RuPaul sisters from one city over who were telling we were
so inconspicuous.
Well,
okay.
Some people are stupid. They don't know geography. So I was talking to them and our other two Ru Girl guests that were there. And I was telling them a little bit about, because I was spending a lot of time, hey, Cynthia Lee Fontaine. I was spending a lot of time talking to Miss Cynthia this past weekend because she was so kind. And did you know, you may know or not, but did you know she used to be a caseworker? She used to be like,
you told me that,
and she had worked with queer people, people who were, using drugs and alcohol and things. Like she really working with
guest on the pod.
Cynthia, I would have you on the pod.
Come back to Buffalo. Where does she live?
I think LA. We'll have to check.
Oh well.
No. I know she's from Texas.
Should we go to LA?
We have to. They told me. Mayhem told me. Mayhem was like, oh yeah, if you're ever in LA, let me know. And then Cynthia was like, oh, she's dead serious. Like if you're in LA, and you message her. And she was like, hey, we met in Buffalo. She was like, I'm dead serious. Like, she's like, I book whoever's like out and about.
Oh my God.
So that is a possibility.
So everyone takes LA. Let's go.
I said, let's go.
Okay.
No, so I was talking to Cynthia and I was telling her all about the community and she was like, she was saying, I'm not going to do her accent because it would be low key even racist for me to do it. But her accent is so funny. It's so cute.
She's so cute.
And
she's so nice.
She was the
I didn't
kindest,
even talk to her
most
at
bubbly, sweetest person. Yeah. She's so sweet. And she really I thought she really, even for having those surgeries, back surgeries and all this stuff, was good performing on the stage. She looked amazing. Cynthia was so kind. I was talking to her about being a psychiatry PA. She was like, she was like, I love that. Like, you do so much good work. I used to be a caseworker. I worked with these people. She's like, it's so nice to know that there's people like you who are like there working with the community. I was like, it felt good. But then I ended up telling her about the Buffalo community. I was saying about how the Buffalo community is very interwoven. It's a big web. Even the people who are slightly on the outskirts, which I don't even really consider on the outskirts. It's just like
everyone's connected.
Two little steps to the side. But there's for the majority of them, it's like so tightly woven, and then maybe there's a whole other small little spider web over there of people that we don't really talk to or talk about because they're a mess. But then the whole greater community is like this whole room weave together, right? And I was telling him about who and the person you're dumping, and I was saying about the community because I was also like, it's right across the street.
Oh yeah.
And I was like,
was,
and I was talking to them, and then Darian was saying about how how that used to be in Rochester and then it moved.
Really?
Yeah, it originally was there and then it moved here. She's like, I remember all that. because she's not, she's older. She's one of our elders in the community. But she was like, Darian was like, yeah, I remember when it was here, here, and here. I remember when it moved. I remember working with those people. And she even co-signed on the nuisance tree of...
Did you hear that? Nuisance tree.
Of that specific person and that specific attitude and that specific place and how it treated people and all this stuff. And she was like, yeah, I kind of remember it being kind of like that. And I was like, yeah. And then I gave them a little bit of a lowdown about how, like, when things reopened and we were doing stuff there and we were newer people and we, all the newer performers who have really come up in the last 5 years, how we were disrespected, how they didn't like us, how they tried to, like, essentially not groom in the way you're thinking about it, but essentially groom us in some sort of way to become some sort of idolized, like, thing that they wanted for the show, for their shows.
Well, they had a specific thing that you had to fit into, but here at Sober 16, we let you fly free, baby.
Let your freak flag fly.
But yeah, no. Well, I'm glad everyone's co-signing on the nuisance tree because you are a fucking nuisance. Get out of my face. Get out of everyone's face.
Get out of my DMs.
Get out of my fucking Facebook request. I will not accept you. Literally, like, get away. Like, the only reason,
I'm sorry, but when
the only reason that motherfucker wants to actually friend me is so that he can keep an eye on what we're doing.
What I'm annoyed with is, what pisses me off is multiple friend requests to you, and then, like, not taking the hint. First off, not taking that hint specifically, but the fact that it's like,
then coming up to me in person.
When you were at
coming up to me in person
and being like, we're gonna put you on the list for this show. It's like, we have a show that same night that's way better.
No, so let me give you guys the tea. I had an event on Friday where I was part of sponsoring it. I was handing out flyers for our event the next day, and
that was sponsored by the person whose event that was.
So we were we were like back and forth. We were business to business, exchanging of goods and services. This bitch comes up with his bitchy friend and walks by me, then comes up to me on purpose, 100% on purpose, because they know who I am, and gives me a flyer for their event, which is on the same night as ours, same time. So I go, I'm busy. Then the nuisance stands behind me while I'm, like, doing my job, which is handing out flyers and talking to people as they check in. Doesn't say hi. Just goes, I turn around. It just goes, what time's your party? What time's your party?
I didn't hear this part.
What time's your party? I go,
it's on the flyer.
I go, it's tomorrow night.
Tomorrow.
Oh, well, ours starts at 10 o'clock.
It's like, ours went to 11:30, so.
Ours starts at 10 o'clock. I could put you guys on the list and you can come by.
No.
Yeah, nope. No thanks.
No thanks.
At all.
I'm in the parade the next day. No thanks.
Yeah,
Sorry,
and I wouldn't step foot near your fucking party ever.
Specifically in those venues that they're doing it at.
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
Those aren't safe venues for us.
And, like, what we've never had an exchange ever. And you think I'm going to, like, have a conversation with you when you don't even say hi? Like, you're so delusional. Like, what is it, like, I mean, he's just a narcissist probably, but I don't know.
Well, it's the king of the hill being knocked off the pedestal, but it's his own fault.
But yeah, no, exactly. I mean, he was knocked off well before I even started doing anything.
Well, no, that's the I mean, no. I think the attitude is the result of such things because we can't sit here and act like that wasn't Tiana Dupree.
Well, that was the only thing.
Exactly.
So that was the only thing. No one else was doing anything, which is why a lot of, like, these older people in the community are still around because
doing stuff
because it's like that's all they knew. And that's the name that everyone in Buffalo, gay or not, knows that name.
Yeah.
And
even to this day,
I know.
They're like,
even like my parents know.
Oh, no, even to this day, it's like, I will go to straight locations and be like, oh, I do drag. And they're like, oh, you do that. And I said, that place has been closed for 2 years.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they have no clue what's going on.
Yeah, they have no idea.
But,
they just know the name.
I mean, just like get away from us. You are not welcome at any event that I do.
Oh God, no.
Because you are
how uncomfortable.
Oh my God. It was just like, it's just so rude and disgusting. And so I'm dumping that shit out today.
I just wanted to see where our food was.
Guys, we got Tully's.
Yeah.
Let's get that shit, negative shit out of here. Let's get into Tully's.
I was going to say, let's get to the cheers.
Oh.
I'm cheersing to the BMA. Cut that. Cut that. Cut that.
Let's
try it again. We all we've done for the last 4 months is called it the BMAs. Like when we're like doing like welcome, and you go for the full name. Welcome to the BMAs. Oh my God, that was so fucking cunty. Ooh, it was cunty. Can I tell you, in the moment, I like didn't realize it until afterwards, but I was so like nails. I was like hair, nails. Switch my outfit.
Hip,
make sure
heels.
people are up here. Like I felt like I was backstage, like making sure I was like this is this, and then I would stand and I would watch for a minute. I'd be like, okay, do we have the next person up here? So in the moment, I don't feel like I was like engaged in enjoyment.
What the show was like.
I wasn't engaged in like the enjoyment of it, and then afterwards I was like,
I was engaged towards the end when we were watching all the performances.
because we had less to get through.
Yeah,
we had less
were,
to make sure was
pretty
happening.
much done, and like everyone was doing it. Okay, guys, the BMAs was the biggest drag show production that Buffalo's ever seen.
It was incredible,
and we knew it. We said it to you, like we said it.
We had clocked,
but it was executed exactly the way we thought.
Yep.
And everyone, it's almost like I can't even find the words because of how cunty it was, and like how just it leveled up Buffalo drag to a way bigger level than it ever has.
I mean,
I think
there's just something about
what was it? I mean, it was a cunty stage.
Yeah.
The venue was great. The venue was great to work with.
Oh my God, Electric City. Shout out to Electric City because
Electric City, be our
I'm
friend.
sorry.
Sponsor us.
Listen, I'm gonna say something. I'm sorry to these. So I was told. Do you remember when Electric City opened and then all the local places were like, oh, they're like taking business, blah blah whatever. Bitch, you're lucky they're not taking more.
Take my business.
Because not only is the space incredible, not only is it like cool and nice to be in that space, and it works super well.
State of the art. Basically.
The people are great too,
and they're all
it would be one
people.
thing.
They're local people.
I mean, it is a chain like business, but like it would be one thing for them to be like shitty, like New Yorkers or LA, Chicago, like people coming in and being like, "Well, we fucking own this area. We do whatever." It's like
they want
queer and queer adjacent people. Because the one guy's bi, I was like, and then. Like that one guy, the hot guy. We can't say their names though because it was like crazy. But they're just so nice, so kind, so willing to work with us because
what? Queer friendly.
Yes.
And guess what?
Safe.
Sober friendly.
I felt safe.
They told me that the owner made it a point to have an extensive non-alcoholic menu, and that was before I even got involved with them. So that shows me right there that they're already doing it, and I go.
And let me say something that is not hard to do because non-alcoholic beverages, baby, that's just juice.
No, bitch.
Half the time it's just juice.
No, it's not.
So it's not even hard to have.
You don't even know about
it's not even. I'm speaking.
Not alcoholic wine.
I'm speaking.
Do you know about her?
I'm speaking.
Do you want to know about her?
No, let me tell you something because I've been at places where they literally only have juice as their non-alc options.
Like at least
and
have that.
They can't, and some places can't even have that. I had people at various events that I've been to from work, for weddings and stuff, and I go, yeah, what's your non-alc options? They go, literally like it's like dial up tone. You can see their like brain go like blue screen white, like
it's like there's smoke out of their ears.
Xbox red ring of death, just like what
buffering.
Yeah, so it just
So
but no, I'm so glad that they had the menu. I'm so glad that the space was incredible and really well conducive to having a good show.
And everything I asked for, they tried to accommodate it as best they can. Like
everything,
literally, like allowed me to like go in off the time when if they had a show and they were there, like I can come in and like look at the space anytime I wanted. Like it was so, like, that's how you run a business. Like, you do whatever you can to make the customer who's paying you feel good about what they're getting out of it. And a lot of Buffalo venues, or just venues in general, like, don't do that. They literally, like, run it and they're like, they don't give a fuck.
Well, also speaking from a performer's perspective, like, all the performers loved it. It was like one of the coolest things that we all got to do because it was so big and well produced and well created and all this stuff. But there's something about, you could see that they as a team were more used to the team that works at Electric City was more used to people being like cunts.
Yeah, because they're like bigger acts.
Or like they're used to these bigger acts with even less people. They're used to like bigger acts with a shit ton less people, like one person. 1 to 5 people that are just like, we need X, Y, and Z.
Well, they have like
this,
writers.
that, and the third.
They have this. They have an entourage.
We have 37. I don't know how many people.
Local
we have
queers.
Like 37 local queers shoved into 3 rooms.
And we're like, this is perfect.
We were like, I was like, I've never had this much space. They're like, you guys are basically like standing like on top of each other. I was like, I've literally never had a better dressing space.
Yeah.
And they're like gagged. They're like, okay, we're sorry. We have to go like this long path to the basement.
We're like, bitch.
I was like, and what?
Yeah.
Bitch, and what? You like, most places would have had us just like wandering in through the crowd.
No.
Instead of like giving us an access point.
And literally they had, I typed up, like I was very organized when I gave them the document.
Well, because he's like, we need to level up our professionality to try to meet.
I was like, I want to give them something that they can like work off of that shows the whole from start to finish run of show.
Oh,
I was waiting for that. They didn't have one goddamn question on that document, which is a testament to what I prepared. But also, it's like they're just like professionals, and they were like, I go, do you have any questions on the lighting? Nope. Do you have any questions on the cues?
Nope.
Nope. And I just go, okay. Like, and they were like giving me suggestions on like some things to do, and I just was like, this is what we need to level up. So it was like a perfect storm of like all of these things coming together. Performers, and we'll get into that after the break, but like just like the whole experience from start to finish. This was like a 6-month experience. I think I booked the date out in October or November. October.
And just wait for next year, bitch.
I'm thinking of I'm doing that thought that I said.
We should do a second show there. We should do more than just Pride.
Oh wait, I'm thinking of something already, but you're not in it.
I will be in it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Actually, no, you would be in it.
Of course,
because we're gonna do that.
There?
I think that'll do well.
Yeah, I could see it doing well. Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could find some of those.
And then...
Yeah.
Guys, you don't get to know yet. Have you ever wanted to go to an all-ages drag show? Well, you're in luck. June 14th at the Keenan Center, Lockport Pride, Sober 16 is coming to you. We have Carrie Black, EVS Tetas, Marzipan, and Marjorie Logan Price. $15 right after the Lockport Pride Festival. See you there.
Hey, everybody. It's me, Miss Will-O-the-Wisp. Are you from the South Towns? Are you from Jamestown? Do you happen to be from northwestern Pennsylvania? Do you know where Warren County is? That's right, Warren County, Pennsylvania. I will be there June 14th. We have 3 incredible shows happening over the course of the entire day. We, of course, have Warren County Pride hosting their Pride in the Park show at roughly 11 a.m. on June 14th at Betts Park. Then, later that day, we have not 1 but 2 seatings at the Struthers Library Theater in downtown Warren. Yes, not only 1 but 2 seatings. Do you like the Buffalo Girls? That's right, because the Buffalo Girls will be in Warren for the Struthers Library Theater shows, both seatings. It'll be me and my incomparable sisters, Tara Bishop and Mary Jane Price. That's right. It's going to be an incredible show. If you want to come see what Pride looks like in a small town and is really, really important to the queer people around them, come see what Pride looks like at its true roots. Come to Warren County Pride on June 14th. Thank you.
And we're back.
Oh my God, we're so back.
And we're back.
Oh my God, we're so back.
So yeah, we are talking the Buffalo Music Awards.
Let's just talk Pride Weekend. We're talking the whole Pride Weekend. Let's just start with Friday because we just cheers to the Buffalo Music Awards.
We'll get into it.
And then we got into talking about how incredible that place is, but let's
right,
give you the full rundown of Pride for us.
Friday, Banshee Irish Pub.
Listen, that show is puss.
Yo, that event, Duggan and
Neil?
Pulowski. Neil,
that's my girl. That's my girl, Neil.
Your premier gay attorney in Buffalo.
Oh.
He says that.
So gay. I love him.
He was so appreciative of all the performers, appreciative of all the sponsors. He just is like a really cool person. So that event really, it brings a lot of fucking queers out.
A lot of queers that I don't usually see either.
That never come out to shows.
The ones that are like, drag is cool or whatever, but then they're just like sitting there like sipping their little like fucking, what is it, Long Island iced tea. Tito's and vodka.
Soda.
Yeah,
Tito's and soda.
Little Tito's and soda, and they're just like, wait, this is them. They're like.
They're just like.
They're like yeah. Like, and they're watching the show, and I'm over there doing
one night out.
I'm over there. No, not even me. Celery's over there doing a somersault and then a backward somersault.
And
I was gooped.
The whole choreo to Abracadabra.
She ate. She ate down.
Is my queen.
She ate down.
Yeah, no, it's so fun. I just love it. Banshee's so fun, and
I think Cam has our food.
He better. Okay. Put it in your pants. You think it's this big? Yes, Tully. Good times.
Yeah. You can have some fries and some of my chicken, please, and thank you. Just right there on the couch.
Yeah.
Thank you, King.
Yeah, Banshee was great. Look, you can't even pay attention.
I can't.
That's crazy. Guys, Willa is... I'm in love with the queer. And she ride and she get it.
Oh, God, no.
Okay. So Banshee was great.
That show is always so good every year.
Good.
I just feel like
it's just so like it's
a little
cunty.
Outdoor show, little cunty, little 1-2 step, little couple numbers, and just sort of serve. It's really fun, and it's always like me and like it's just
good friends,
me and good friends, and just vibes, and it's a good show. And then we had Blue Moon. And let me tell you guys a little something because you weren't there the whole time.
You walked right out because I had to go to bed.
Yes. Let me tell you something. This is for my girls. This is for my girls who were in the show. It was like 11 of us. There's something about Blue Moon. I'm sorry. Listen up, everybody. Blue Moon is a show that the showrunners do on the 5th Friday whenever a 5th Friday occurs in a month, which is roughly 4 times per year, depending on the calendar year.
Is it? I thought it's twice.
It happens like 4 times. Oh. It's like roughly 4 times a year. So we had one in May. So we called it Rebel Moon, but it's just Blue Moon is the show title. And the crazy part is that it was the Pride Weekend one. So like all the showrunners wanted to do it. So we had like 11 people and a couple people dropped day of. It was like Blue because she got hurt and stuff. But like it was pretty much like a lot of the showrunners. It was a good hefty amount of them.
Hefty.
And guys, if you're going to come to a show, you really got to come to Blue Moon because it is the most cracked out shit that you will see in Buffalo.
Mary Jane was saying that it was wild.
Mary, this is tea. So we picked like dumb numbers. We were just having fun. Like we were doing whatever. Everyone's so tired. We're like so over it. So whatever. It's Pride week. It's Pride. We get there. We're like whatever. We'll serve for whoever's in the audience. So we're backstage, and I think it's like every Blue Moon that we have, somebody ends up putting a phone on the floor, and we end up doing like a stupid like Cheers thing, and people like teabag the camera and all this. It's so stupid. And so it started with like a pretty good energy, and it just kept going up from there. We were like backstage, like duck walking and being stupid. Mary Jane's getting ready to be like Troy Bolton for like the High School Musical number that her and Damsel did. I'm trying to just like vibe and be whatever. And I was like, oh, I'm so tired, guys. I'm like kind of over it. The second set came around, and I don't know what, something shifted in the fucking air. We ended up doing like 14 numbers in the second set because this is the thing, because we pre-planned to do duets because there were so many people, and then we were backstage like, wait, why the fuck didn't I do a duet with you? Like
So you just kept like
And
going.
so we just kept doing duets. We just kept going to Ryan like in between numbers. We're like, hey, could you play this song? He's like, yeah, sure, whatever. So we ended up doing like literally, truly like I had like 10 or 14 songs in the second set because Alexis and I didn't have a duet. I had a duet with Blue that I ended up doing something different instead by myself. And then I had a duet with Damsel. We did the I Love It. Or we did I Love It Again that we did at Banshee. And then Alexis was like, we should do Slumber Party. Because that was like one of the first duets I ever did with somebody was Slumber Party like 4 years ago when I did it with
Slumber
Alexis.
Party?
The Ash Nico song, like, me and my girlfriend playing dressed up in my house. That song? Do you know that one?
I don't know.
It's you. I feel like you would know it. And I used to do it. And then there's a rap, and then Alexis come out for the rap, and we fuck on the ground. It's like crazy. So I was like, honestly, fuck it, let's do it. And it just became like a fuck it show. Yeah. It was like everyone was like, should we do these? It was like this person was like, should we do these two numbers? If it wasn't as late in the night, Pam and I probably would have tried to recreate Cordy Moi, that Finnish song that we've done before. Like we were just vibing and having a good time, and it was just so camp. And then at the very end, it was Tara and Damsel wanted to do Defying Gravity. So we finished the show with Defying Gravity.
That's wild.
And they are out there. Damsel was Elphaba, and she was using the broken mic stand as a broom, which I handed to her at the right time. And Tara is Glinda. And then we all come out, and Alexis like introduces all the showrunners, and we all come out, and we get to be the no one mourns the wicked killer. Like we're doing we're being so stupid, and we all end with we all end like running around each other, and we end in this like big, like totally improvised pose. It was so cracked out. It was so good energy. Like we were laughing, like hugging, taking and we're talking about people who may or may not have certain beefs, may or may not just not love each other at the end of the day. But we all went to the backstage, and we were like, this rejuvenated our enjoyment and love for each other. Yeah. Like there was something about Blue Moon, it makes sense that like every 3 months, if we have a blue moon roughly, and we like get to do this like dumb shit like this, and like
it's like the fun thing that gives you just like the life.
Because
this is why we do it.
I jump on the mic and I make some stupid joke at Mary Jane as she's hosting, and she's like, "Bitch, get on the stage," because we weren't even supposed to host. Blue was supposed to host. It was this whole
thing. Those are the fun ones. Like
it's like and
that's how I feel
it was so joyous that even Nick was like in the group chat, like, you guys had so much. You could tell you guys were having so much fun. I was like, we were just cracked out. Yeah. And I don't want to be like, I hate underground shows. I do. I love them. I love underground shows. But there was something about us doing this show where we were like, guys, honestly, I thought this was going to be the show that I hated, like that I regretted doing this weekend because I'm tired. And I was like, I think
everyone was just on the same page of like,
we were just we were so disassociated from reality, and there was like not a ton of people there. There was people, but it wasn't a ton, and it was like a bunch of our friends. So we're like, oh, we can be unhinged. Yeah. We have nobody to impress. And we already knew we were only making like $40 each at the door we made like $42 each at the door because there were so many of us. And that just like removed the need to be like, I could just do whatever I want. We could just do whatever. So we did. So many numbers. Anyway, Blue Moon was I cannot wait for the next one.
Come out to a Blue Moon.
Blue Moon is lit. It's tea. I'm sorry. Ditzy was in it. Oh. Hi, Ditzy. Ditzy was in it, but she had to leave because she was so tired. Oh. So she ended up leaving like before Ditzy, we did all of the like group numbers and all those like extra stupid duets and stuff. Like Tara and Mary Jane did Shake That Ice again. I did Slumber Party. They did the girls did like Defying I think we did Defying Gravity. I don't know. It was just crap.
It's just wild.
It was just wild.
Sorry,
Ryan. Sorry, Ryan, for adding like all these last minute numbers. I think he didn't give a fuck though. Yeah, he was still getting paid. He got paid more than we did. As the DJ, he got paid more than we did. Which honestly, tea.
Honestly, great.
But yeah, that was Friday night, and then that was pretty much it. Friday night. Friday night was crack, Tina.
Yeah, and then Saturday.
Talk about Intersect. Okay. Talk about Intersect, and then you tell them about your day up before the BMAs, and then I'll tell them. And then I'll link in my day.
I just have to like calm down for a second before talking about this. So Saturday morning, I drove my vehicle to Allentown Intersect Festival. If you're not familiar, it is a festival that we have on Allentown. A lot of queer vendors. I was a vendor. I parked on the side of the street where there was the whole side of the street was filled with cars.
Mm-hmm.
There were signs periodically that said "Do not stand," but there was so many cars there. So I was like, and there was one small spot. So I was like, oh, I'll just park here because it's the closest to the vendoring thing, and I have all this shit to bring. So I go, set up my little booth, do the thing, vendor. My cousin comes to like relieve me so that I could go to
Hey, Rachel, love
Electric
you.
City. Huh?
Was it Rachel?
Yeah.
Hey, Rachel, love you.
Rachel and David.
Love David. David's my sister. That's my sister.
And so I go to my car, or so I thought.
Mm-hmm.
And the entire street on the side that I parked was clear. There was 0 cars. And I said, did I park on this street or was that a different street? And then I go, no, I remember walking up and seeing 26.
Yep.
And so I stopped a cop and I said, excuse me, what happened here? And he said, I don't know.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So he gave me a phone number to call the parking enforcement agency or whatever.
Bureau.
That girl said, I said, what happened to these cars? And he goes, sometimes they do a mini tow where they'll tow the cars and just put them on a different street. Maybe give you a ticket, but they put them on the different street. And I said, okay, let's call and see. They go, yeah, sometimes the people that do that are not like good about like notifying us if they do that or not. So I'm like, I go, how do I get the car?
Dude, where's my fucking car? Dude,
So
where's my car?
So then I walk back, and then David, smart, was like, don't you have like a tracker? And I was like, oh yeah, the app. Like I have a Chevy
really?
app, and it has a tracker. So I did it. It was like 15 minutes away.
In the impound lot.
In the impound lot, because I said, I called back and I said, it's at 168, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, yep. They towed it right to the impound, the city of Buffalo impound. Then I call and then I call back that lady and she said, yeah, they're closed. And they go, it's the weekend. And I go, okay, well, how do I get my car back? And they're like, you don't.
You're like, no, I have stuff.
Mind you, I just picked up speakers, rented speakers, and all the equipment for the Pride Parade.
A generator, 2 generators, the gasoline.
All my stuff is in there
cue cards,
for the Buffalo Music Awards, which is later on that night. So then I go, well, no. The funny thing is, it's funny that you said it's closed and I can't get it, but I literally need it.
Yeah.
So how are we going to do this? And they go, there's absolutely no way. So then I go, so David's like driving me like on my way to, I'm hearing this information on the way to the impound lot. And then I go, well, that's just not acceptable. And she goes, there's nothing I can do. So I called 911. And they said, 911, what's your emergency? And I said, help, help, my car's in the impound lot. And they said, sir, what's the emergency? I go, well, how do I fucking get my car? And they're like, you don't. And then I go, bitch, what if someone had medication in there, like life-saving medication, like an EpiPen or something? And she goes, do you have life-saving medication in there?
Yes.
And I go, no.
No, you're stupid for that.
But they go, well, that's what 911 is for. We would just drive you to the hospital if something was crazy. And I go, well, that just seems so crazy.
You're like, that seems fucking stupid.
That's wild to say to someone. So then I said, wow, this is great. Click. And then I called you. You were like, let's hop the fence.
Oh, yeah, I was
arrested.
ready to go. I was ready to get arrested. I was down.
No. What?
That's where you pause your story.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Click pause.
I was going to say, thank God for you because...
So we're pausing the story. So now we're going to get to my story. My day was amazing, right?
Up until that point.
So my Saturday consisted of me doing Ditsy's makeup, then having lunch, then doing JoJo's makeup, then
having a great time as I'm like,
like everyone's makeup is looking so cunty. JoJo's about to cry because she looks so great. Hi, JoJo, love you to my daughter.
Shout out JoJo.
This looks amazing, of course, because she's ditzy. And I'm starting late, but I'm like, I'll be fine. Like, it's my makeup. Whatever. I can beat it real fast. I start doing my makeup. Oh, who's typing in the group chat? What's going on? And he's like, my car got towed, blah, 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 whatever. So all of this is happening. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, let's go hop the fence. Like, whatever. I don't give a fuck. We'll figure it out.
Let's get arrested by the city of Buffalo.
What are they going to do? Arrest us that night?
There was barbed wire on the top, I think.
No, there wasn't. Not in the photos. Not in the photos. I looked at the photos. I looked at the Google Maps.
Yeah, Google Maps.
So anyway, I call my dad, who used to be a city cop, who worked for the NFTA, and we made some calls and we did some networking. She always thinks she's the network girl, but lo and behold, I am the network girl.
But I will give you your props on this one
because I was like, Dad, who do you know? He was like, let me call around. He's like, because
this all happened within the span of like 15 minutes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This was like a 25-minute long process of calling people making calls because my parents were like.
So what was the actual like?
So
you called your dad.
So I called my dad.
Called a friend.
I called my dad. My dad is like, I've been out of the game for a decade, 10 years since he retired.
God, he must have.
But my dad. Down in the city of Buffalo, if you don't know this, a lot of Puerto Ricans are also cops. There's like a strong like Latino contingency because my dad's generation, it's their kids now, but it's like my dad's generation of police officers. He had like a whole squad of Puerto Ricans who were like the first Latinos that like worked for the city or something, something ridiculous like that, 1970s kind of shit. 1970s, 1980 kind of stuff. And so he was a cop for the city. He knew people. He's like, oh, my family friends who know me, their kids are cops. Let's ask this one person. So then my dad calls me back. He goes, call this number. I go, okay. I was like, who is it? It's like, oh, it's this person.
This person's kid? Like his friend's kid?
It's like, it's a family friend that I know personally, that I've met this guy. I've met his dad. I know these people. Because on the Puerto Rican side of my family, it's like I have like uncles who are not related to me.
Yeah.
That's a very like Latino thing. I have like I have uncles who are my dad's age who are his best friends who are essentially my uncles. So I call them that. Yeah. So I have that energy and I'm like, oh, I know this guy. Like he's this person's son. And I was like, okay. So I call him. I'm like, hey, it's Victor's son. Let's like, I was like, this is the situation. I was like, what can we do? He was like, the best I can do is like send a message out for you guys. It's not my department. What do we do? So I'm like, okay, thank you. I ask you for your information in the car. We send it, blah, 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 whatever. 15 minutes later, calls back. He was like, the police commissioner is going to meet your friend at the lot in 20 minutes. I'm like, click, and you go to the lot.
And I said, I'm leaving immediately.
And go to the lot now, stat. And then because he called me to say, have your friend leave now so that you are there when he gets there. Yeah. So he's not like waiting around for some schmuck waiting for you to get there. Cause that's like disrespectful. So you were like, doom, 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 doom. Like
I got there probably like 5
minutes
before he did, which was great timing.
And I was like, and then they were like, oh, can you give a shout out to a certain person on the mic tonight or like on whatever?
Well, I'm going to shout out the commissioner of Buffalo because
Commissioner Wagner.
Commissioner Wagner.
I think he's the commissioner of parking enforcement.
So nice.
Yeah.
He was so nice. He's like, I go, you know what? I go, thank you so much for doing this. You're literally saving our lives for this show tonight. And he was like, no problem at all.
And let's be clear about it.
He goes, he was like in normal clothes. He goes, sorry for the sweatpants. And I go, totally.
And I want to be clear. I want to be clear about this right now. This was in no way, shape, or form did you get out of paying that ticket. This is not nepo baby getting out of it. This was like this stuff. Person allowed him to go in, get the items that you needed, and leave with the items. The only thing that matters, like,
that's
okay,
all I cared about.
Your car got towed, whatever, pay the fine. Who gives a fuck? I was like, this is gonna ruin the weekend if we don't have these items.
Yeah.
Like, destroy the weekend. And they let you get them, and I was like, that is why I'm like, okay, we will give you the shout out that you asked for.
Yeah.
People are going to have the whole context. They're going to understand why we're giving these people the shout out. Take with that what you will. If that sways your vote for upcoming elections, that's on you guys. But this person helped us today. And I'm going to say something right now.
Oh.
I think if it wasn't Pride Month and this wasn't for a prominent Pride event for prominent queer people that happen to know certain family members, like networking, nothing would have happened.
Yeah.
They would
Why
have been like, who cares that this gay's got some shit in the back of his truck? Start a Pride weekend though,
and
ruining part of the Pride, ruining something for the Pride parade. That doesn't look good. So they needed the optics.
Yeah,
but
for sure. But you know what? I'll take it.
I'll take it.
I'll take it.
Shit. Our show went off great. Shit. I'm good with that. How long do we have left?
2 minutes. So true.
So we ended up, you ended up going in this stuff. It was amazing. Everything worked out.
Everything was so great. My anxiety. It worked
I told you
out.
I'd figure it out.
No, but that was crazy. You didn't even really know that all that could happen, but you just asked your dad.
Let me tell you something.
Your dad is an angel.
There's something about my life where you said this the other day in context to something else, and I'm not going to talk about what it was. You just have to ask.
Oh,
you just have to ask.
Yeah.
You just have to go.
Guys,
because some people
put it on a t-shirt. You just have to ask.
Because let me tell you something. In my life, that's been like that's one like the founding principles.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can either be in your situation and be like, what the fuck do we do? Or we can go, all right, I have a couple backup plans. I was ready to go. Before I got that call back from him, I was ready to have Jojo, my daughter, come down here, grab the computer and chat GPT some new like funny things to say for each intro. And we would have just come off the cuff and like do whatever.
We would have to.
Something like that. I was like, that's backup plan. I said, let's see what my family can do. Because my family gets shit done. And they've always gotten shit done.
And we've always said that.
Which is why I sometimes forgive them for the beatings I took when I was a child. I guess I forgive them. Yeah. I do. I mean,
if they are really making up.
They really are. And you know what? I have to give the props for that. Mom will probably listen to this episode. Hi, Mom. I am going to give you guys your props because
you should.
As we've gotten older, we've grown as a family. Things have gotten better between all of us.
They are doing their best to support you.
Yeah.
Right now.
And not only that, it's like, but my family gets shit done. This is not the first time something crazy in our lives has happened that's required us to just have connections. Yeah. And that's the thing. Just have connections. Have good connections. Be good people and have good connections. And if you're a good person, people will do it. They won't even ask for a favor. They won't even ask for like ridiculous favors back. Yeah. They will just help you out.
Because they know you're not doing it to like take advantage. You're literally you just need a helping hand.
Do you remember when you thought you were going to have Kelly leave?
Yeah, she left.
Oh, you had to call her back?
She left.
Bitch, I told you to tell her to stay. Anyway.
Do you want to fight right now?
No. Anyway, so that was amazing. When we get back, we'll talk about the BMAs a little bit more, and then we'll finish up with Sunday, okay? Anyway, so that led up to me finishing my makeup. Everyone's now we're at the BMAs. Everyone's there. Guys, we are running around like fucking cracked out pigeons.
Wait, no.
Let me tell you what.
Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
What?
Because I was gonna say, you know what's funny is I was texting Ditzy the other day, and she was saying that my friend hi Cameron, hi on the podcast. You're literally sitting right out there. It's crazy.
Shout out to you.
That was meta as fuck. He does not watch this.
Why would he?
Why? So she was like, "Oh, your friend is looking for you," or he was looking for you. He's asking me where you were, and I was like, I don't even remember what we were doing for most of the minutes before the show started. Because the second I got there, it was like bus, club, another club, do your makeup, put my shit on, like get everything ready, make sure everybody was ready to go.
We had people rehearsing on the stage, and because of all this chaos, we were late to rehearsing. So we only had a certain amount of time on the stage before the doors open. Mm-hmm. So I'm on a microphone being like, who's up next? Taylor Swift and team.
Now.
While I'm answering questions, because everyone, of course, there's so many people in the show. So everyone has so many questions. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I literally am half dressed. I had a shirt on that was open and like not
titties out. Literally titties out.
And I'm like sweating. I'm like, the vendors are coming. So much chaos before doors open. But you know what? No one knew a goddamn thing once those doors opened. Once those doors opened, we are professional.
It was
and that's fucking
then we're in so then almost everybody got a chance to rehearse on the stage, except for a couple like groups, our group included. So we did it in the back, and then we are like in the dressing room, which is like 3 rooms connected together. There's like 30 people in there.
God, I can't wait till we're famous enough to where we are just in the green room.
Well, we could have been in the like side one if we had really
wanted
to.
I forgot that they even existed.
I knew that it existed, but I thought that we were taking everybody over there to hang out, There was
We
enough
could
room in
have.
there for
We
like
could have. Next show.
yeah, there was
next
enough
year.
room in there for like multiple people
yeah.
to be in.
Just to chill before the
Yeah,
show.
like put on nails back there, do whatever.
Just sit.
So we gather ourselves, and we do the little tour because they took us on a tour beforehand to know where we were walking. We had like our people who are our backstage stage managers. We had
Shout out to Lee and Jakai.
shout out to Jocelyn for
Jocelyn
gathering the
at
girls
Electric City.
backstage.
Fucking iconic.
Iconic. And I turned to her during the show and I said, "Most fun show you've ever been at, right?" And she goes, "Oh my god, yeah."
I mean,
She could have lied to me. I still wouldn't
no,
care.
honestly, wait. Can we have to say this show? We said it in the beginning. This show was the most cunty local production that we've ever done because it literally had like everything was intentional. Everything was produced. It was my aunt said, who's very blunt and honest with me all the time. Shout out Michelle. Was like, you moved us along with the show.
Yeah.
Like, I never felt like I was just waiting for it. It was great.
No,
it
we
just was,
took our time
it
in
was-
between. So essentially, what happened was like when it was showtime, I was rushing to get my nails on. Everyone was
my
helping
God.
me just finish getting my nails on, and I was like,
They were like-
I just
we
need
were
2
only 5
seconds.
minutes late,
And
or
we
ish.
started at 8:35. 8:35 to. And I was like, guys, help! I was
Up
like,
until
Pam,
the last minute. Well, I said you can start the video now to like start the show.
As I'm
while
putting on
you're
my
putting
last, like,
nails,
2
because I was like,
nails.
it's a 3-minute video, so like we can do
no,
it.
the video was like 5 minutes, so we had time. We had like
Crazy.
full blown time. And I'm putting on my last nails, and I'm like, are we good? Are we good? Stella's like pinning my hair. The first like couple acts are there, ready to go. We're looking around. We're like, how are we doing? We're like, okay,
Everyone's got everything.
everything's good. Everything's good.
Yo, my favorite part of any show that I'm like,
And then we
is,
hit the
is
stage,
the opening.
bitch.
Is the my favorite
hit
part
the
of any show is like the anticipation of going on
The
stage.
Antissa.
Miss Antissa. Patient. And literally like just being like, all right, walk on stage now. And everyone's
Because you were like, when do we go on? And I was like, hold it,
Yeah.
not yet, because it doesn't make sense.
I said, you tell me when, just push me.
And then we went out, and then we did our number, which was incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. I thought we were great. You only
think
messed
it
up. You messed up one time. I messed up
What
one
did you
time.
mess up on?
I messed up on the punch Andy, punch Willa part. I went the wrong way the first
I
time,
messed
but I
up
caught
on-
it immediately. You
Mine was fine because I just stayed here and waited for you. I waited and I was just like,
punched the wrong way first,
and
and then I
caught it.
and then I just did it again,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
got back into
So
it.
we both were cunty.
But and Pam and Demario.
Oh,
I mean,
the
just
hottest. Honestly, shout out to their bodies.
Shout out to their bodies. Shout out to all the work that they put in.
God,
shout out
everyone
to
put in so much
honestly.
fucking
I mean,
work.
shout out to Pam because we love Pam and Pam's a sister. Shout out to the backup dancers who are not just drag out like incogito, as we would say. You know, like yes, Pam, Tara, Ruby. All the like the king backup dancers were just other kings and they were in full drag, but like Avrion, a 17-year-old doing his first show, like first drag show, and he's in it and he's dancing like
And this
incredibly.
epic show.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Demario, who knew a bunch of the I believe new people, but wasn't
Yeah.
like
In
in
the
the community. He literally was like. He's like, everybody, I texted him earlier because he was like, I'm in a show. I'm in Dreamgirls at Shays. And I was
my
like,
God,
so
we
I'm
have to
sorry,
go.
but everybody's coming. And he was
We
like,
have
I was
to
like,
go.
he was like, oh yeah, everyone's telling me that they're going to like come watch. And I was like, I'm sorry, but you didn't realize like
Sorry,
you did
you-
this show now and you are
you
now
are in the group.
unfortunately a drag fag. You are unfortunately a Buffalo drag fag and you
and
are
you have the
stuck with
support
us.
now of everyone.
Yeah, because now
Because
everyone's
now we
like,
come to everyone else's like shows.
oh, 100%. It's like
that's what we
now
do.
you're going to get the support. You're going to get support you didn't even know was there.
The support you don't want.
Yeah,
probably.
support you. We're screaming for you. You're like, you're messing
You're
up
like,
our lines.
literally,
And we're like,
the
shut
fuck
up.
We're like, yeah, stream girls.
But anyway, the show was so amazing. The cue cards were really,
what
really
was your
cute.
favorite part of the show? If you had to choose, besides like performing.
Performing was fun. I want to say we got to watch a couple of them from the audience, and watching it felt really good. Being able to like watch some of our
to
friends.
be like seeing what other people see.
So that was really good. Being on stage and introducing people in the way that VMAs would was like really fun.
I
Something
think
about that was hilarious.
That was really great.
And
I think people really liked,
they responded
like,
to it. They were trying to figure out who it was.
Yeah,
Some
who
of
it
them
was,
were
and
like,
then it's like,
"Are you ready for it?
look at
Are you ready for it?"
Yeah.
I wanted to do that so bad. I was so glad I got Ava. I got some of my like not that the other 5 people that you introduced aren't my friends, but I felt like I got like 5 people that I'm like, fuck yeah. I got to introduce Ava, Damsel.
Yeah.
It was Ava, Damsel, Mary Jane, Ditzy, and Nalea.
Oh.
Baby,
Well, after Damsels, I go, I have to come out with all of them because we were gonna do a switcher.
No, I think we did it at first because we were like there was changing happening. Like you were switching into your blazer.
Oh yeah,
I was
did
switching
too.
into my outfit.
And then I said after Damsel, I'm like, can I come out with you? I said, can I come out with you because that was so epic that like we need to both go out and say how great that was.
I thought we did it after the third, like number 3.
We did Gaga together.
No.
Yeah, because we were on stage.
Oh yeah, we did Gaga together.
And then I did Ava.
No, I did Ava. Because I ran out. Remember, you were like, well, you got to go now then. Abracadabra's almost over. And I said, yep. And I went out with like no like earrings on.
I did Ava.
No, because I got to do,
oh.
Are you ready for it? That's why I wanted it.
Wait. So my favorite part,
and then
honestly,
you did number
was
3, who was
Damsel.
No, Damsel was 4.
Gaga? No,
I went
Taylor, Miley, JoJo.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, I got to introduce JoJo. That's what it was. I got to introduce my daughter. But after Damsel, it was like we have to come out for all of them.
Yeah.
And Damsel,
so cute.
Honestly, Damsel on the beach ball was probably maybe my favorite part of the whole show.
That was my favorite moment of the performances because it was so Damsel.
It was. I literally
and it was
coming
so
off
big.
stage,
It was so big.
and telling her I was like, "This is the best thing you've ever. This is the best you've ever put in your life." Her
it
crying,
was so
her shaking.
cute.
I was
because
like,
it was like the crawling in the beginning was so dumb, and I go, "That's you." And then just like
dancing incredibly, of
just
course.
like her like the work she put into it, and then like going behind the ball, switching your fucking thing
to that fucking busted
stupid
ass short
fucking wig, and then jumping on the ball, and then like. Just the dancers like holding the ball so it doesn't move, and it was like perfectly
doing a death drop and then having the ball roll over you,
and then just having her roll to step on the stage and step so eloquently. It was so smooth.
One of the cuntiest things I've ever seen in my life. Just sitting on a huge beach ball and going.
Yeah, and then she's like, and then she like walks up stage. I'm like, come on, bitch.
I mean, just.
And so, but my favorite part was the end when we introduced every single person. And everyone was on the stage, and we were like, and this is your Buffalo community. And
then I ran around and gave a high five.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
And like literally like that, just everyone being on stage and then watching the video of like Pink Pony Club starting. I was like, it almost felt like the SNL like after the show of SNL. Everyone's hugging and like, good job. That's literally what it felt like. Like everyone was just like celebrating. That was my favorite.
Do you want to know what my favorite part about that night was?
What?
Going home. After an incredible fucking night like that, going home and going to sleep and then not being able to sleep. That fucking.
I literally couldn't sleep.
I couldn't sleep. I stayed up.
Ditzy and I were talking at 4 a.m.
Oh, I think I was up at like 3 a.m. because you guys were texting in the group chat, but I fell asleep eventually.
Crazy.
And then now we're at to Sunday, and Sunday was the parade. I don't even want to talk about us getting shit ready for the parade.
Honestly,
that was awful.
The organization of the parade this year was not it.
Was not tea.
Not even us. I'm saying in general, because the traffic.
My parents were in traffic for an hour.
I'm sorry, but there's no getting there at 9:30. We're getting there before 8 a.m. or at 8 a.m. because this whole staggered approach doesn't work because people don't follow it. So like,
I think it needs to. I'm gonna say something right now. I don't know where they need to gather.
Change off to
they need to gather somewhere else. We need to it needs to be like the Tops parking lot or like one of the other parking lots at Buff State or something.
You cannot jam that many people.
That's the issue. I realized when we were pulling out, the other parking lot that we also usually get ready in was closed. It was under construction. The one closer to the buildings, it was all like fenced off. It was like torn up. So usually there's like
so maybe
a third of the trailers are over there, and
yeah, they had to figure that out.
There's so much room over there that they could easily gather.
Well, there's like a parking lot too that we could have used, like by Grant Street.
I don't know exactly. Well, people usually park over there.
Well, don't.
That's the thing. If there's
Uber, bitch.
There's also multiple parking spots. There's also multiple lots on that campus. It's like if Buff State is going to help out with this,
they have to do the whole lot,
a whole like every single lot.
There's
on that campus should
there's
be
the ones
clear.
way over there with the
next to the
dorms.
Yeah, park over there.
How about the fucking fields?
Park on the get the fucking
that
trailers
turf.
ready on the field.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, something about it
Something
just has
has
to
to
change.
change.
It was because this is the crazy part. My family came here, grabbed all the stuff because Andy didn't have his car. Grabbed all the stuff that was in the back of my truck, put it in the truck, put it in the car, whatever, blah blah. I'm getting ready. I'm like running out the door because I'm like,
Yeah. Rachel got to me at like 9:15, 9:20, and literally your parents left at the same time.
My parents left at the exact same time.
And they didn't get to Buff State till
They were
10:45.
still not in the Buff State parking lot, parked and ready for the gig until I was on the road. I was on the highway after having done all that shit in the morning, my full face, I got in full body here, full everything. I'm driving down to Underground to drop my car off, and then I Uber up there because the parade ends down by Underground, so just park outside of it and just whatever. I Uber up there. I'm driving on the highway down. I'm on the 290 until it gets to the 190. Driving down. My parents are like, we still haven't made it to the lot yet. Are you fucking for real?
It was crazy.
Are you fucking for real?
And you know what? I'll say this right now. I am so glad it's over.
The parade was crazy.
I could do the BMAs again because it was so fun. But I'm
sorry. Next year, the parade. We're getting the speakers ready in the back of my dad's truck, like the night before, 2 nights before.
For sure. We're gonna plan it out way in advance. And I'm gonna like dedicate someone to like plan out like the decorations and what we want to do. Like I can't handle that if I'm doing a huge show the night before.
Yeah, no. I mean,
it's just a lot. But I'm just like done. Like I'm just happy that like my June, like I'm doing a couple gigs here and there. But we're done. I'm done.
June. The weekends in June are gonna be fun now.
Yeah.
Now because there's
some
fun ones.
Now it's like gigs here and there and like weekends and stuff like that.
But you know what's so after the parade was done, the parade was great, but it was windy and it was the worst time to ever have a headpiece that was just 2 wings. I felt like I was gonna fly. I felt like that kept
that thing. You look like that thing from
I'm
Jurassic
sorry.
Park.
I felt like I was literally catching the wind. Like a true winged beast like catches the wind. I was on top of the truck standing up there and I could feel my wings on the side of my head like
you going
try
on
to
top,
take lift.
You going on top of your parents' truck.
My dad clocked me. He's like, you dented it. And I was like, well,
big bitch.
And I was like, he was like, are you gonna get that out? And I'm like, no. I said I'll pour hot water on it and use a plunger like I see on TikTok. I said that last night at the family party.
That's hilarious.
And then so that was that.
Yeah.
And then the gig at the Seneca Casino was so fun but so cracked. Now we finally get to it. Let's talk about it because you're done. You're done with after the parade. You were so done, and you were not gonna go. And I said that it looks bad for you, girl.
You said
so. I was baited
so
you into
tired.
coming,
and she really knows how to make someone feel bad.
I do.
She looked at me.
She
looked at me and she went, doesn't look too good.
They made an exception for you. Doesn't look too good.
I know it doesn't, but you know what? Sometimes
and it was good to be there because you made a good impression. We made a good impression. I think so.
I mean, it was nice to see like Kasha and Darian and stuff like that.
I mean, it's one of the things is that
I lost $60 at the slot machines.
I know that they said that one of the Queen's riders was like no non-drag people or whoever.
I was trying to figure out whose it was.
I'm assuming it was Mayhem's probably, but she was nice. The girls are nice.
Everyone was fun,
I think what it is like it's understandable to have riders like that are like I don't want these people because then every queen would just bring somebody. But you are different because you know all 5 of the people who you knew all 5 of the local performers and you were like helping me get stuff on. Vanna, like Freddie was there. You're there to help any of the 5 of us.
Yeah.
If we needed it. So it's like we can have our one gay that all of us know help out for a minute,
Yeah.
And then you left like you were supposed to.
Because I know what the
because why would you be up there just waiting around,
Yeah.
But then we all came downstairs and we were in a storage closet. That was so funny. We were in a storage closet off stage. But we were at the the Seneca Niagara Casino. Something like that.
I can't be at a casino.
No, Buffalo Seneca Creek Casino.
Seneca Creek Casino.
Yeah. So
I can't be at a casino because I don't have cash on me.
Yeah, I don't gamble.
I told myself, I was like, I'll just put in $20 and then I put in 60 and I just kept max betting and just because like that's how you win big. And then I was like, Wow, that was
$60.
literally 7 minutes, and I just lost $60.
No, could never be me. I'm not a gambler.
I have a problem. Well, I don't do it often at all, but when
gamble.
I'm there, you can't get me away
Nothing
from that
about
fucking
that
button.
Fucking nasty smoke-filled room makes me want.
I love it.
I literally felt sick. I felt sick to my stomach.
But you know what it is? I was walking through and I go, this is so sad that like no one, not one fucking person knows like that. Like they created these games with these flashy lights and shit to
dopamine
like
rushes.
entice people, and people are like looking at it like so like severely and like intently, and like there's like fucking mangoes on the fucking screen and like sevens, and like no one knows the lines, like no one knows the rules, like they're just pressing the button.
Yeah, it's dopamine rushes.
It's all ring, ring, and it's just like why
That's what they're designed for.
Yeah,
but anyway, let's get to the drag of it because we're gonna run out of time.
What about it?
It was a great. I need to tell them about this.
Oh yeah.
So, and about Miss Shu.
Oh, not the shoe.
So
Every year it's a fucking shoe.
Let me tell you this. Shout out to Mrs. Kasha Davis, Darian Lake, Mayhem Miller, Cynthia Lee Fontaine. Great girls. You know, I knew I've met Kasha, I've met Darian, great funny girls, Kiki in the room and everything. I don't really get starstruck. They're stars. They were on a show, but I don't get that starstruck by people like that.
No.
They were so kind. You never know with the Rue girls. You never know because people could be bitches. People could have a hot head about themselves. All four of them. So kind, so nice.
Chill.
I wasn't worried about anybody, but I've never met Mayhem or Cynthia before. So those were the ones where I was like, are they going to be nice? The sweetest people, the sweetest girls. They were so funny. They were such a key, just such a fun time. And I was the first performer in the whole lineup for the day. So it's like 5 o'clock. It's like 5:05. It's time for me to go out there. The setup was a little crunchy, but I felt like it could have been better if the weather was better. Because the weather was
the setup would have been fine.
A
if
wind
the
tunnel. It was a literal wind tunnel underneath that awning. Anyway, so there was like a general admission behind a little fence gate thing, and then there was like other people that were out there, and it felt really empty, even though there was actually genuinely a decent number of actual people there.
Well, because you're in a huge parking lot.
Parking lot. So I'm up on the stage. I'm doing my 8-minute Pussycat Dolls mix or Dua Lipa mix. Dua Lipa. And I'm dressed in my new cunty outfit from the night before, and I'm feeling great. I'm dancing around. Second song, Levitating. I decide to, for some reason,
she goes,
grab
levitating.
A stop sign
don't mind if I do.
Levitate off the ground, ripped open my hands for the rest of the number. I'm bleeding. It's crazy. I get blood on my outfit. Whatever.
I saw it from a distance because I was not like up there. And I go,
oh, that bitch cut her hand open.
she sliced.
Yeah.
Oh, she sliced.
I did. It wasn't that. They're not that bad, but like
you went up and then you went down immediately.
That's because I wanted to hang, and I should have grabbed the center pole, and I grabbed the literal, the octagon stop sign and grabbed it.
The sharp edges of a stop sign. So
that was funny. And then I'm like in the third song or the fourth song, and I'm dancing around. I'm having a good time. I'm going up to everybody, grabbing my tips, putting them in my titties because it is windy. My hair is all over the place. My eyelashes are going crazy. I literally am shoving money in my breastplate because I'm going to lose it because it's going to fly off into the ether. And you know what? I'm during my number. I go up to the edge of the stage and I do my little cunty like jump off and then go like, no, I'm not going to do a split. Both my heels, they don't break, mind you. The heels are not broken.
Oh, they're not?
They go like this. They bend. They go from being straight
inwards.
lines and they bend inwards under the weight of me, right? And but that happens. Usually the shoe snaps from the base and snaps and like you can take it off, right?
Yeah.
These shoes bent like at an angle. So I still have them. They're bent at a fucking angle,
You can't fix them or no?
No.
They're gone.
Oh my God, no.
And they're new.
And they were new the night before. So we're going to try to return them to Amazon.
Wait, that's... well, yeah, bad product.
And they were a boo, and they were really good for what I needed them for, and then all of a sudden they just...
You had them at the BMAs?
Yeah, that's what I wore because I wanted more support at the ankle. Because I wanted a full shoe cover with a pointed toe that I could slip the boot cover over that also had a little bit of a stiletto because that's what it was meant to be over a pump. And then it looked fine. I thought it looked good, and I was like, great, I have the type of ankle support I want. That's what I wanted. I wanted that type of ankle support so I could dance in them and not get hurt because that's how I sprained this ankle.
Now you just need to do that,
pump.
plus have a chunkier heel.
So
or support.
I think it was the shoe itself was not like as
Shoe.
well made for cross dressers like me. Ooh.
Big
Anyway.
bitches.
So anyway, yeah.
So that was our
broke both my
chaotic
shoes,
weekend.
was walking around doing all kinds of stupid shit, and then we went home and we went
to
to
just go to fucking home. I got home at like 8:30, and I just went. I go, my leg, my fucking foot,
and that's the worst part of it.
the body,
the calf cramp.
I don't fucking perform out here, bitches, and I'm out here doing a fucking 12-minute number again.
I finished that number. When you aren't dancing on the heel, when you're fucked up and you're dancing on the tips of your toes, 3 minutes of that, your calf is ready to implode on itself. It's pulling so tight.
At the Pride Parade, I was walking and I did a little dance step. Like I was like, woo. This tightened and twists so hard. I was like, oh
this
shit.
Is the end of my life.
I might go down.
This is the end of my life.
And during my fucking Danny DeCane number, I put on those sparkly shoes. I walked out and I go, this was a mistake. These shoes are not for dancing.
Why was they not?
They were horrible shoes.
Oh.
So I had to kick them off.
I saw
in the
you
middle
kick
of
them off.
I go, fuck this shit. And then I did like some weird like roll. I did a little kick, but my feet were, I was like lava. Like I was just like and then I did a weird roll into it was like a roll, and then I went like this almost, and then I tried to be like cunty with it, but
you have no hair.
I literally just went like a tumble, like I just like tumbled around. I was like, what is this? I was like, what am I trying?
Though.
I know.
Drag
I
is
just went
because
I was like, I'm not gonna try to do a fucking front flip. So like
you got to do the somersaults all the
time. I did like a side tumble,
a barrel roll,
literally, and then into like a little pose at the end, and I said, boop.
So anyway, give it up for Pride Weekend, everybody.
Cheers.
Honestly, cheers.
We didn't even cheers.
Cheers at the
cheers
very
to the
end.
BMAs and the whole Pride Weekend, and
thank God it's over. Oh, thank God. Anyway, that is that.
All right, come
that
support us in what we're doing. Like I said,
this is already after Hamburg Pride in the Park, but we have
Warren County Pride, we
Lockport
have
Pride,
Lockport Pride. Come support in the suburbs in these small areas, because you know what?
This is
the queer people
real
need
pride
it.
is.
The queer people need it. Lockport is known for being very, very
racist and homophobic.
Homophobic.
So having
let's go in there
is
and get.
important.
I'm gonna dress as flashy as possible. So come support.
Same with Warren County. It's northwestern Pennsylvania. It's not a big city. It's not well known for being queer. It's out in the country. Like that is the type of pride you need to actually see and support.
And be at, yeah. So follow us on Instagram at Mr_Mocktail.
At Miss Willa DeWiss.
At Sober16.
At CTT Pod.
Like, subscribe to our YouTube, comment on it, like engage with us.
And of course, be our friend. And as Andy dissuades you from doing so.
Be our fucking friend. And if you're not our friend, you're our enemy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be on my bad side.
And it will always be the BMAs. Always.
Eventually we'll say.
We'll tell you.
Once
the legality is through. Anyway. Bye.
Bye. Tully's.
Oh my God, we get Tully's. Tully's.
Good times. Tully's good times.
Ew. No, I don't know. We're done.
Tully's.
No, we're done with that. Bye. The faggotry is real. Bye.